Hello there, welcome back to my channel, and today I've decided to make a skyscraper. I did a more modern architecture feel to it. I'm not typically huge on modern architecture, but I like the geometrics that I used on this one. So you can see I'm laying out the outline with wood, and I did the entire thing out of blue stained glass. I feel like I shouldn't have done that, but a bit too late looking back on it, so oh well. You can see I'm just placing in the walls real quick. And yeah, it's a relatively simple build. It's mainly just squares, a few angles. It's nothing too difficult, so I thought it would be nice. So here you can see I'm finding the middle. And then what I wanted to do was I wanted the base to be just a normal square. And then like the next floor up to be at a square at a diagonal and then kind of going into a point. So you can see I'm trying to lay that out. I ended up making it like one too short. It was an even number. I desperately kind of wanted an odd number. So you can see I'm just fixing that real quick, counting. And here's where I start laying out just the glasswork and kind of the shape that I wanted. I ended up going and putting white concrete on the outside to make it stand out a bit more, which I later turned to gray concrete because it looks way nicer. And yeah, you can see the angle kind of forming in. And then I really just used a lot of world edit. I just kind of copied and pasted it and did that all around the sides. What I didn't realize was I made a stupid mistake and I made them all come out instead of all going straight up. So I had to undo everything, rebuild the part that I wanted so it was going straight up and not sloped into the build. And yeah, so here you can just see I'm editing basically everything. I kind of wanted to find the midpoint of the entire skyscraper, which is what those lines in the middle are. And then I just manually placed all of these blocks. I later on I like how it looks. I like the vibe it gives. I like how it looks. I think it looks cool. Here you can see I'm adding in the slope and just kind of getting the base shape. And then I will oh, of course, I got distracted and realized I wanted floors. So every 10 or so blocks, I just added in gray concrete just for the flooring feel, and I do think that looks quite nice. It adds depth. I think there's a bit more I could have done, but overall, not bad. You can see just adding in the roof and then copying and pasting the slant that I have just to all four sides really quickly. And this wasn't a complicated build, it still took quite some time due to just the angles of everything and kind of being funky. I couldn't use a lot of world edit. However, Axiom did come and help me because I could just take a square, rotate it 45 degrees, and then build it straight up, which was a lot nicer than having to manually place all of those glass blocks. Oh, yes, here you can see I add in the cube going up, and then I misplaced it by like one block, so got rid of it, added it back in. I do think it turns out quite nice. However, the glass on the other sides kind of interfere. Now looking back on it, I kind of wish I didn't delete all those glass. I just kind of slanted it into the build, but I guess it's a bit too late for that now. I'll probably just go back and fix it. Here I'm just adding some texture. Modernism doesn't have a lot of texture, I usually feel like. It's very bold and kind of in your face, so I didn't texture the blocks. I just kind of put gray concrete and made sure it looked very smooth. I think that's kind of the best I could have done on that section. And then you can see I'm just going around manually placing all of the white concrete. And yeah, So, yeah, you can see I'm just adding everything in, just kind of making sure it flows nicely. This part did take a while because it's all manual and it's not just world edit it in, wait a few seconds and have it load. So here I am turning everything to gray concrete. I think that looks a lot nicer. And adding in, I believe I added in the roof next. I honestly, my like thought process when going through builds is so random. I have no clue what I'm gonna do next, which I should probably work on, but that's fine. Oh, so here I'm adding like white pillars going up and down each side. I think it looks nice. It kind of breaks up the constant stream of glass, which I quite like. I believe, yeah. I really, yeah, here we are. So I'm adding in the dome on top, and I like how that one looks. And then I just wanted to continue, like, the gray concrete up and over. And I played around with it going all the way around the sides. I quite like that. So, kept it. But yeah, here you can see I was thinking about actually having a cut in the middle and having all of the angles kind of slope in together and then have just like a gap. I thought that would look cool, but I didn't have it needed to slope in more and so it didn't look right and I didn't feel like deleting the entire thing and redoing it because that was a lot of effort. Here you can see that I took a step back and realized I made the entire top a bit too big compared to the, or I made the entire top a bit too small compared to the bottom. So I copied and pasted the entire thing and then moved it down a good 15 blocks, I believe it was. And I think that looks a lot better. So, yeah. Here you can see I'm adding in a slope. I kind of wanted it, I thought it looked a bit too boxy, so I wanted to add in a few more like weird angles into the build. So I added in a slope to make it kind of look like the entire thing is going up, and I do like how that turned out as well. I think it looks very nice. But yeah, and see I had to manually, I probably could have world edited it now that I'm thinking about it, but I just manually did it. Sometimes I find it better to do manually than world edit. It just kind of, I think it looks better and also it's like more unique, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Alright, and yeah, if you enjoy this type of content and want to see more, make sure to like and subscribe. You can see I'm just slanting the top in the opposite direction to add more depth. And I do quite like how that turns out as well. Here, I think I did the smart thing and I just copied and pasted it. Yeah. And then I failed at copying and pasting multiple times over. So, yeah. But yeah, let me know what you want to see me build next.